Hello, we're at AQS Quilt Week here at Fall Paducah, and I'm with another winner, Judi Madsen. Now, Judi isn't a stranger to us. You've won before.
I have.
Yes. And so what's it feel like to win again?
Oh, it's exciting. I think this win for me is bigger because it's my quilt. I pieced it, I quilted it, it's totally mine, and so it feels kind of a little exciting.
Yes, and the other time that you won, you had quilted a quilt for someone else.
Yes.
So it was dual winners.
It was a dual winner, and I love that, and I'm very proud of that one. But it's just kind of really fun to have your own quilt
You
win.
had to put your stamp on the whole thing.
That's right.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what you do in your quilting, because I think what people recognize you most for is those beautiful secondary designs that you build in. So talk about that.
Okay, so secondary designs, I love it. I love being able to take a quilt, like most of the time it's traditionally pieced quilt, and work in the background. So you can see in my quilting that I've created a design in the background fabrics, and I guess that's just my thing. I love it. I love the quilting to be able to shine, but also not take away from the piecing design. So I want them to work well together.
And a lot of times you actually build a design that starts underneath whatever that piece design is, don't you?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yes. I think that's really what makes them, that adds that a little bit different than what we see in many of the quilts.
Absolutely.
All right, now batting, because this almost looks like it's been trapuntoed.
Yeah, well, what I do, I like to use 2 layers of batting, and I use 2 layers of Hobbs batting. I believe it's hard because I have on hand, I have like the 100% and the 80-20, and I'll also use their wool. And I don't always write down what I use,
what you use?
But whatever I'm filling it. But it's always 2 layers, and it's not trapunto, but it helps the texture to really pull up. And so that's why I use 2 layers of batting.
And so just for our audience, 100% means 100% cotton.
Yes.
And the 80-20 means 80 cotton, 20% polyester. So if you're going to look for your batting, that's what you need to look for.
Yeah, that's what you need to look for. They do have an awesome wool, a blend wool that I really like as well. So
the other thing they need to know about wool is that because of the springiness of that wool, it also makes it so you don't get such hard creases in your quilt.
Right.
Yeah, so when you fold it up and you lay it out again, that wool will spring back and you won't get those real hard creases.
Exactly, yeah.
And okay, so about thread.
Okay, so I used a Glide 40 weight thread on this, and on the back I used their bobbins that are the Magna Glide bobbins. So yeah, the 40 weight, it really shows up. You can see in the detail here, and it's a heavier thread, but I wanted to be able to take these blocks and have the thread show, so it's kind of like I had a pattern on top of the plain colored fabric.
Well, and to me it looks like that thread has just a bit of a glisten to it.
Absolutely.
On the dark fabric, that really shows up.
Yeah, I love the shine, or the little shimmer that comes on with that.
Well, we're so glad you entered your quilt this time at AQS Quilt Week here in Paducah, and we expect to see a lot more from you.
Oh, thank you. I hope so.
And we want to see quilts from you as well, and the rules for all the 2018 shows are available at quiltweek.com. Just click on the contest tab and join us here in Paducah. We're now doing a show in the spring and in the fall, and you can't enter in both of those shows, one or the other, but we'd like to see your quilts too.